Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities are Mother Nature's recipes.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 13, Magical Mystery Tour. So it's been over 30 days since we left the Khutzeymateen, and we've traveled 200 miles south very slowly to where we are right now, which is Hartley Pass. Proof Bay is the name of the anchorage, but we're at the site of the Hartley Research Institute, and you're going to hear all about that in our next video. But for this video, it's actually going to be a fast and furious look at all the places that we've stopped at on the way south from the Khutz to here, other than Kayaker, which we had in episode 11, all the waterfalls, and then Ocean Falls, which was episode 12. But in between all of these places, we have stopped for several nights at a time at some really cool anchorages. So that's what we're going to showcase again in this fast and furious video.
First stop after we leave Khutzeymateen to head south is Port Simpson. One more time into Prince Rupert, where we take an overnight trip by coach and train to Terrace and Khutzeymateen.
Where are we going?
We're going to a hotel. Who cares where? Have a shower.
Real bed tonight. So apparently the only place open for breakfast in Terrace on a Sunday morning is Denny's.
That's right.
My breakfast. Ian's breakfast.
Old folks breakfast.
Old folks, yes, this is off the 55 plus menu. And now we're walking downtown Terrace, BC. We've never been here before. exciting times in Terrace, BC. This is the Back Eddy Pub.
So this is the Terrace train station. Our train was an hour and 20 minutes delayed.
I was out here looking for bears because I saw the tracks and the train came along.
And then we enjoy Prince Rupert's Seafest celebrations before saying goodbye to the crew at the yacht club. Thanks again for having us, guys. Next stop is Captain's Cove, which is off Percival Channel.
New day, new anchorage. We're taking a different trip home today. We're heading south of Prince Rupert, and every other time we've come back here and really enjoyed going down Grenville Channel. This time we're going on the outside, a little more exposed, and Principe Channel and Percival Channel. So this is the first anchorage we came across, and it's just called Captain's Cove. A little more exposed than we would have liked, but the weather forecast is pretty good for tonight, and it's extremely calm in here. So dropped the hook, got a fairly good bite, and here we are just tucked in this little corner out of the wind. The rest of the trip down, the anchorages seem to come about every 8 to 10 miles. There's a different place to pop into, so we're going to take our time getting down. It's 50 miles down the channel, pretty much the same as Grenville Channel. Like I say, just a little more exposed, but 7.5 hours on the boat today, and we're ready for dinner on the hook and seeing something different. So this is a very different view of our little anchorage that we came into last night, Captain's Cove. It was high tide when we came in, and we knew that, and we anchored accordingly. But that was open to the outside passage yesterday because the water covered it all. This little passage here looked like it was wide open. We knew there were rocks here, but now they're exposed, so you definitely can't get through there. We actually thought about buying that little island because it looks kind of cute. And then as you come out of here, there's more rocks out there. There is enough water to go through that little pass, but we're just going to backtrack and take the safe route of 30 feet of water. But you can just see how close we are to shore. There's only probably room for just us in here. But we're in Oolo Inlet right now, and we're all by ourselves again. Loving this. But this is one of our favorite anchorages. It's got the waterfall here. It's got bears, apparently. We haven't, it's been a few years since we saw one here. Eagle sitting in a tree beside us, and it's just absolutely gorgeous in here, and it's so protected. So we're gonna probably spend 3, maybe even 4 nights here, even though we've been here several times before. And the idea on this trip was to see as many new places as we could. But when you have old favorites, it's hard to pass them by and not spend a lot of time here. So we're taking a break, reading a lot of books, watching some movies, making great dinners and just enjoying. And we know there'll be boats coming and going in here, but not many people stay here for more than one night. We've got the prime location, so we're not moving.
So this is our third morning here in Oolo Inlet. And the last 2 days have been horrible weather, just overcast and cold and low cloud ceiling. Today we can actually see the top of the hills and there's no sun quite yet, but at least it's warm enough now that we can sit out on the bow and have a cup of coffee.
Starbucks, they could do something about comparing to this, improving the view and improving the ambiance. For $9 a cup of coffee compared to 18 cents. So the winds have picked up and they're blowing almost 20 knots, which they're suggesting this out front of this opening. In here, little chocolate water, but it's really howling through here, and we're not budging. The flow of the water is keeping the boat pushed out. The wind is trying to push us in. We're not even swinging around.
Another grumpy day here in Oolo Inlet. We've just spent 4 nights here, and the first day was glorious when we first came in. It was sunny and warm, and the last 3 days have been like this, just rainy and wet and low cloud cover and cold. We're gonna head back down to the native community of Hartley Bay. We just heard on the radio Weather Channel that Hartley Bay has just reopened its docks for moorage, which is excellent. So we'll head there today. It's about 20 miles away from here. We'll get plugged in, warm everything up, dry everything out. And the last stop on the Magical Mystery Tour is into Butedale. This was the site of a cannery operation. However, it ceased operations in the mid-1980s, and as you can see, most of the buildings have fallen to decay.
sitting on the dock in Butedale, we were introduced to a young man by the name of Kevin. Kevin's story is that he was kayaking up and down the BC coast, and he had left Victoria on March the 1st. So as much as we complained about the weather and being cold, this fellow was kayaking with everything he owned up and down the coast. And the sense of adventure that he had was so contagious. It was just such a great experience meeting him. He didn't complain about being cold. He didn't complain about being hungry, even though we offered him some food, and he graciously just said, yes, please. Everything was yes, please. He wasn't expecting anything, but he was very appreciative of it. We recharged all of his electronics, his little VHF radio, his GPS, and anything else that he needed along the way. We had a great conversation with him on the back of Tease for Two. In the afternoon, he spent the night with his tent camped up by the Butedale buildings that were crumbling down. And in the morning, we offered him some breakfast as well. And he was saying that he was actually doing his laundry by rocking down all of his clothes and throwing them in the water next to the waterfall. So everything was washing while he was having breakfast. And then he was going to hang it up to dry while we were continuing on further south. But Kevin, we'll look forward to meeting you again. And when we're home, and if any of you watch this video, we'd love to tell you more about Kevin. He was a surprising young man who was just living life to the fullest, and it was a great experience meeting him.
Hi, Kevin.
Hello.
This is round 2. He says he can eat it all,
They said it can be done.
but I think it's going to be done. Is there anything else you need? Do you have a can opener?
Yeah, I have a little P38 can.
Well, definitely let us know how everything works out for you, and we'd love to hear about if your kayak is staying in Bella Coola, if you're heading north again, and if that works out, we'll look for you next year.
Yeah.
The simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities are Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare